The most famous reindeer of all.
Charles.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Wrestling with Books. My name is Nina and I am an avid reader who just needs more people to talk about what I read with, and that is what brings me here to having this YouTube channel, Wrestling with Books. I do have another channel, Wrestling with Disney, where I share my love of all of these Disney and nerdy things, but here it is just for the books. And I want to tell you about one of the Christmas reads that I just finished this month, and I think if you have time in your reading list, you should add this one to your lineup. The book in question is The Naughty or Nice Clause by Kate Callaghan, and I got this one actually from NetGalley, so yay NetGalley. You can get some really good books on there and you don't have to have a huge following to do it, so I highly recommend that if you like reading books digitally and if you like reviewing books, that you check out NetGalley. So what was great about The Naughty or Nice Clause is it is a grumpy sunshine trope. So you have the grumpy guy and the girl who, her sunshineness is really around Christmas. She loves Christmas. Their names are Lila and Mason. And I have been doing my first ever watch of the Gilmore Girls, and these two I pictured looking like Luke and Lorelai, and it made it so pleasing. They both really fit the bill. Now in the beginning of this book, before you read, the author gives a note of that she wanted to write something where Christmas doesn't have to be cheery. Christmas doesn't have to be something that everyone is in a good mood about. Some people aren't, and this is something I really try to stress with myself, that this time of year people are grieving more or feeling sadness more, or they're stressed with work, money. So to always just be kind to unkind people as much as you can, because they're probably going through something right now. But, oh, Buster's trying to get up to see the tree. You know what? I will allow it. I will allow it so you guys can see him. But, okay, so that's just a disclaimer. So the story takes us to Lila's work. She works for her father's toy company or factory. Her father has passed and she thought she would be inheriting his shares, but instead it went to Mason. Did he make it? He made it. He made it. I'm gonna be so distracted by that now. But I just love to see Buster by the tree. Yesterday he finally went up by it so I could get our Christmas photo shoot done. Maybe I'll put up some of the pictures the best I could do. I'm a crazy cat mom. Every year I send out Buster cards. So this year I'm getting the photos for next year, and that's, you know, because with the cat, the age thing doesn't really matter, does it, Bus? So, Mason is this corporate numbers guy who's coming in to run the factory or company with her. He has canceled the holiday Christmas party. You know, everything is about bottom lines and not feelings, and Lila's not about that, especially Christmas. She's like, no, we're throwing a Christmas party. We'll do it right here in the office, so it costs you nothing. And the employees burn the place down. I think it, like, someone left a pizza wrapper on the toaster oven or something. Anyway, he says, you know, he ends up getting this letter from his family, who he is estranged from, and it puts him in this horrible mood. He gets drunk, she brings him home, and that night the place burns down from the party. And the next day he says, look, I'm willing to forget your part in that, but I need you to come back home with me. And so she's assuming, you know, she'll have time to change and they'll travel back home, but he rings a bell and they find themselves in this Christmas-like, North Pole-like village. Now, what I didn't mention about Mason, his last name is Claus. Can you see where this is going? So they are at this, they don't call it exactly the North Pole, I don't think, but they're there. It's kind of like with the Santa Claus, where you're very immersed in like the hot chocolate and the people who care about Christmas and the sleigh and all reindeer and all that stuff. So if you're looking for something immersive Christmas, this is it. this is it. So Lila goes with Mason to pretend that he is engaged, which is part of the process for him becoming potentially the next Santa Claus. And he does have a younger brother and a sister. Anyone could inherit it, but it was always believed that it would go to Mason, but due to some issues with his father, it didn't work out and he left. So this book is about Mason overcoming those issues with his family a lot through Lila. Lila realizing that she likes, lusts for the grumpy Mason. And Mason seems more clear that he loves her. Kind of very Lorelai and Luke, like I was saying. Like, he already knows, and it's, you know, she's then coming to terms with it too. But, of course, things come up, and it's not just the smooth sailing road of getting together. This is a fun Christmas read. Like I said, I think it's great if you're looking for an immersive read, something that's really going to make you feel like you're in a Christmassy place. That's what I took away from this book. You get the banter between the two couples who kind of argue with one another, and you get the family storyline too. Kate Callaghan is, I learned through reading about the author at the end, an Irish fantasy author, and because this was a contemporary Christmas novel that took you to the North Pole, so that's like, it made sense because there really were fantasy elements, but they were done in a way where you weren't like rolling your eyes. Like, they tried to make sense of everything, like why we don't see the North Pole, why we don't see Santa, how he does it all, etc. But in a way that it didn't like suspend your disbelief. You're able to stay in the story. So I gave this 4 stars for my Christmas reads, and I think that you should add it to your holiday lineup. Now, I did do a bunch of other Christmas reads in my Christmas in July video series that I did, so there's a playlist for that if you want to check them out. I also did some of them, a lot of them, they each had their own standalone review. So I did a Cat Cafe Christmas. That one was a lot of fun. The Christmas Bookshop, or Bookshop Christmas, something by Jenny Callaghan, I believe. That one was really good. So there's a lot of recommendations, and I may, if time permits, do a video recommending a bunch of them all in one place for you here. But for now, I better get back to work and then back to some reading. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.